Hello class, welcome back to my channel. This is Wise Math Online, where you get the best. Today we are going to look into this surd, and this question is a math Olympiad question, and we're going to look at how we are going to solve this, and again we are going to look at how fast we can solve this. If we look at this now, I already have one or two formulas down for us to think about. And the first one is a minus b into bracket a plus b to give a squared minus b squared. This is difference of 2 squared. Also, this was now related to the difference of 2 squared, the square root of a minus the square root of b into bracket the square root of a plus the square root of b to give a minus b. What are we talking about? There is a conjugate surd. If we have this as the surd, the real surd, there's a conjugate of that surd. The conjugate of a, square root of a minus the square root of b is going to give us the square root of a plus the square root of b. What are we talking about? The conjugate. Conjugate is just like an opposite. For example, if you are talking about male, the opposite of male is female. If you're talking about positive, the opposite of positive is negative. So the same thing we are employing into mathematics. Now let's look at a way we can simplify this surd. But before we go into that, I will use this opportunity to say kindly subscribe to my channel so that whenever these kind of videos are being uploaded, immediately it's coming to you. And I know you really wanted to watch my video. Please watch to the end. Let's see how we can solve this crazy surd. So what we are going to do now is taking them one after the other, because I don't want us to waste too much of time on this. So let's take them one after the other. So the first part is 2 over root 5 plus root 3. Let's solve that. We know that the conjugate surd of this root 5 plus root 3 is going to be root 5 minus root 3. What do we do about that? What we're going to do is to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate of this surd, and we know that the conjugate of this surd is going to be just this, because we don't want to leave surd or anything square root as a denominator. Find a way of eliminating the square root when it is written in the denominator, if there is possibility for that. So we're going to multiply the conjugate of this surd both at the numerator and the denominator. So we go. So we have 2 over square root of 5 plus the square root of 3. I will do it in this way. So if I multiply this by the conjugate, and the conjugate of that is just for you to remove this plus, turn it to negative, over the square root of 5 minus the square root of 3. So what do we do next? What we do next is to multiply this out. When we multiply this out, that means we distribute 2 onto this, and also we distribute this side into this side. What do we do? So this is going to give us 2 into bracket root 5 minus root 3, everything over. So what we now do is that to distribute means this multiply by this, and also it goes to multiply this out. We can do that first. Also, this multiplies this, and this multiplies this. So let's do that. That means that root 5 times root 5 will give us root 5 times root 5. Based on the law of surd, we can say root 5 times 5, which is going to give us root 25. And the square root of 25 is still going to give us 5. That means that root 5 times root 5, this is going to give us 5. So we expand root 5 times minus root 3. That one we give minus root 15. Minus root 15. Then we have already expanded this, so we come back to plus 3 plus root 3 plus root 3 times root 5. That will give us plus root 15. Then root 3 times minus root 3. Still going to be the same way. Just take one of that number and eliminate the square root. So that is going to give us minus 3. So this is where we are. So this is going to give us 2 into root 5 minus root 3 divided by, because 5 minus 3 will give us 2, and root 15 minus root 15 plus root 15, that is going to give us 0. So we are only left with 5 minus 3. And if we look at that, that's going to give us 2. 2 cancel 2. So we're only left with square root of 5 minus the square root of 3. So that is for that. We leave that. Then we go into the second one. The second one says that 1 over square root of 3 plus the square root of 2. And if we go in the same way, that is going to be like 1 over the square root of 3 plus the square root of 2. And then we're going to multiply this. Let me just write this down a little bit. So we have 1 over the square root of 3 plus square root of 2. This one we have 1 over the square root of 3 plus the square root of 2. We just look at the conjugate of this. And the conjugate of that is going to give us square root of 3 minus square root of 2. We just use that to multiply both the top and the bottom. So we go this way. Root 3 minus root 2 divided by root 3 minus root 2. So in that way, what are we going to have? We're going to have 1 into bracket root 3 minus root 2. On top of this, I don't want us to keep on wasting our time. We should now know that by the time we have the conjugate of the surd, just pick the first one and pick the last one. Pick the number in the first one, pick the number in the last one. That means you're going to have 3 minus 2. As simple as that. You don't have to take your time on doing that continuously. Just take the number in this square root in the first one and take the number in the square root on the last one. But do not forget the sign in front of that, the last one. That's why we're having this minus here. So, and this one is going to give us the square root 3 minus root 2 divided by 1. So that is what we're going to have on that. I'm just trying to make sure that we have the time to do the rest. So the last one is going to give us 3 over the root 5 plus root 2. And I'm pretty sure some people here already know what will be the final to this one. So if we are going to go into multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate of the surd, we're going to have 3 over root 5 plus root 2 into all bracket root 5 minus root 2, because this is a conjugate base. We're going to use it to multiply them up and down. So we already know where we are going into here. So once we do this, that means we're going to have 3 into bracket root 5 minus root 2 divided by, we just pick this one and we pick the last one. So that is going to be 5 minus 2 because of the sign in here. So, and that is going to give us root 5 minus root 2, because this is going to give 5 minus 2 is going to give us 3. So that means that we have the first one, second one, third one. So let's put them back. This is what we are asked to solve. So we are going to put them back into these. Therefore, 2 over root 5 plus root 3 plus 1 over root 3 plus root 2 minus 3 over root 5 plus root 2. That will give us, let's pick them one after the other. This will give us minus root 5 minus root 3 plus this gives us root 3 minus root 2, and this gives, don't forget we have minus here, minus into root 5 minus root 2. We're getting in there. So this is root 5 minus root 3, root 5 minus root 3 plus root 3 minus root 2. Then we use this minus to open the bracket. So we're going to have minus root 5. Minus times minus become plus root 2. So what do we see there? We finally see that this cancels out this. Root 5 cancels out root 5. Root 3 cancels out root 3. So what we have here is 0. So the answer to this is 0. The answer to that is 0. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure I was thinking about checking on something, but I think we should be done. And I'm pretty sure we all understood how we're able to jump out from here into the final answer. And again, this is the trick that I have in my short video. You can see that I already explained that I will let you know in my related video, in my long video. This is what happened. Provided, you know, I always like provided that if you look at this, I'm going to use opportunity to explain this here. I'm only writing the same question. So if you look at this, we said that 2 over root 5 plus root 3 is the same thing as, whenever you solve it, this is what you're going to have. And that the second one, 1 over root 3 plus root 2, this is your answer to that. Your answer to that is going to give you root 3 minus root 2. And the last one, which is 3 over root 5 plus root 2, the answer to that is going to give us root 5 minus root 2. This is not just a coincidence. So let's look at what happened. Provided that, if you look at this, you just have to make sure that you maintain this sign. So when you see this one as plus, turn it to minus. So that means you have 5 minus 3. Your answer is going to give you 2, right? Once that your 5 minus 3 is equals to 2, this is going to give you everything here. When you solve it, is going to give you, just take away the minus, take away the plus sign in there, turn it to minus. So that means you're going to have root 5 minus root 3. Fine. Provided that 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So the second one, take care of this sign, the plus sign, turn it to minus, right? Turn it to minus. So you have 3 minus 2, which is going to give you 1. Once that 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, that means that your answer here, when you solve it, is going to give you root 3 minus root 2. Fine. Then the third one is turn also this plus sign to minus sign. So you still have the same thing as 5 minus 3. This 5 minus 2, this will give you 3. Provided that your 5 minus 2 equals 3. This, everything here will equal to root 5 minus root 2. Test it. It is tested, proven, and it is right. It is tested, proven, and it is right. Let's look at one or two more. So if I have 2 over root 7 plus root 5, this is the same thing. 7 minus 5 will give you, don't be bothered by this plus sign. Just turn that, make sure that that sign here on the surd, the sign there is negative. Once the sign there is negative, let's look at what happened. Turn this to negative. 7 minus 5 to give you 2. Once it gives you that 2, your answer here is going to give you root 7 minus root 5. Go and try it. It is tested and trusted. So let's look at another one. If you have 7 over root 12 minus root 5. So I purposely put this minus in there so that we know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the answer to this one. In this case, what happened to here? So we can see that 12 minus 5, that will give you 7. But what will you get as your answer? Your answer will be 12 plus root 12 plus root 5. Go and test it anywhere. It is proven. So in that way, you can do this one and check if that is correct or not. Do this one and check if that is correct or not. But it is proven and tested. Thank you very much for watching the video to the end. I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.